Good afternoon and welcome to Toby Park for this afternoon's National League South fixture between Bath City and Chelmsford. This is the first of three tough games for City. Chelmsford today boasts the best away record in the league, having lost only once on the road in 9 trips, that defeat coming by the old goal down at Torquay. This is followed by league leaders Yeovil on Wednesday night and National League side Boreham Wood in the FA Trophy next Saturday. But these two sides are old adversaries, having met no less than 95 times across their Southern League and National League history. Away from the Melbourne Stadium, it's the visitors' defence that has stood them in good stead, having only conceded 7 goals, by far the best defensive away record in the league. Meanwhile, City will be looking to get back on track after 2 away matches against Hemel and Farnborough, wherein both had plenty of opportunities, but only came away with a single point from each game. I'm joined this afternoon by our match commentators, Joe Acklam and Toby Wellington.
Yes, as Chelmsford get the game underway, it's very quickly rushed onto the left-back slot. Here is Bath City just working the ball quickly down the right, and Dyer looks aloft, one in behind. Once again, Wilson trying to run in behind, and it's Cody Cook got the ender after a bit of a mistake from the Chelmsford defender. Will he keep it? And he does. But just about Finn Barbrook gets back and covers for Luke Jenkins, who had a bit of a mare there at the back in the first time of asking. Bath City, with all their players essentially lined up on the edge of the penalty area, will bring back the 2018 vibes of the Love Train. It's delivered in towards the near post. It comes all the way through, and it's very nearly on the end of it. Could have been Kieran Parcell. A couple of appeals for something in the middle, but will be another corner to Bath City on the far side. Both of the wingers on standing over this one, Oscar Fawn and Thomas. But it's played short to Thomas. What can he do? Checks onto his left foot, and it's not the best ball this time. Castiglione can sort of hook it forwards towards the number 19, Freddie Hockey, but Bath City trying to exert their pressure once again, being fairly direct. This goes down there. It's a penalty to Bath City. It was a poor touch from Brooks. Oscar Fawn got in there, nipped in enough and took the contact, and it's a penalty to Bath City after just 6 minutes. It's a golden opportunity to take the lead.
Yeah, not a lot of dispute there. Thorne turning, heading towards goal. The leg put out, and Thorne went straight over it. And just 6 minutes gone. It'll be interesting to see. Cody Cook will be lining up to take this. Of course, he missed his last penalty away at Farnborough.
Just waiting for the referee to blow his whistle before he steps up. Cody Cook giving it a moment of pause before running up to the ball and dispatching it, and it's into the bottom corner of the net. Jacob Marsden guesses right, but he cannot stop Cody Cook. Fires it into the bottom corner. Inch perfect penalty. 1-0 Bath City.
Well, interestingly, Cook decided to go the opposite way to the way that he went at Farnborough, and maybe that the teacher had already been, the goalkeeper had already been briefed on that, because he went to the right side and narrowly missed getting to the book. It was low, it was hard, and City opened their account.
Got to say, for Jacob Marsden, he couldn't have covered too much more of that corner, but Cook absolutely into the cheek of the goal. Could not get on the end of it in the end, the goalkeeper. But Marsden playing up towards the far side and finds his left back, Brooks. Plays it in towards the middle. 1-2 there with Ruff as he just tried to play the ball in behind, but Castiglione hadn't quite made the run quick enough. Balled out towards this near side. Fawn, he's got a lot of space to run into, and he is charging down the line. He's got Ochieng coming across, and he's knocked it beyond him there. Fawn, will he keep it in? He's just knocked it off against the centre-back. It's another corner kick to Bath City. A lovely run by Oscar Fawn. With all the players inside the 6-yard box, what will the delivery be like? This time it is getting it towards the near post, and it looked like Dyer could have made contact, but Marsden wasn't affected by the pressure on him. Thomas tries to skip away and really does nicely to get away from Watts in towards the middle. Cook with a header, but over the top.
Yeah, good move there by City. Thomas picking that ball up, taking it to the byline, putting in the cross, inch perfect towards Cook. A little bit above him, and his header went over the goal.
His roof is he's trying to get forwards. He's played out to Brooks, who's got forward nice. He's got a couple of runners in the middle, tries to find Hockey, who's just getting away from his defender. Hockey with the strike, but well saved by Will Buse. As they keep the ball in though, Brooks again delivers. Parcell heads away. Can Castiglione kicks it in? It's a good touch with his chest, and Chelmsford have penned Bath City in for the time being. Barbrook. Here is Francis.
Yeah, City a little bit desperate at the back there. Buse in the end clearing with his legs, but it showed that Chelmsford had plenty of potential when they're going forward.
Chieng rolls the ball out to Barnum Bobs. Chelmsford have been able at times to force City backwards, but once Bath City are in their defensive positioning, they're looking quite hard to break down as Jenkins switches the ball out towards Brooks, who takes it nicely on his instep. He's got space to deliver if he wants to. It's a good ball in. It's a great ball across the face of goal, and just Smurfle behind at the far post. It was a great cross, but Chelmsford couldn't quite get on the end of it in the centre. It was Hayfield. Jordan Dyer looks to roll out inside there, runs away from Castiglione. What can he do? Barrelling through the middle. The ball's never really under his control, but eventually gets it back to Luke Russ. Out to the near far touchline. Here's Jordan Thomas trying to get around Bowen and Bob, and he does so, and he gets away from Jenkins as well. It's a great run from Thomas. Lifts it into the middle. It's just over the head of Scott Wilson. Here's Fawn. Gets it back towards Cook. It's just behind him. And it's a shot from Russ, and it gets away. And here's Bath City just thwarted there as Ruff eventually clears long down the field. Or eventually choosing to go towards the edge of the penalty area. Cook, it's a lovely flick on, but won't quite get it over Barbrook. It's not the best clearance from Mochian. Comes out Cody Cook, and it's just wide of the near post. He didn't catch it particularly cleanly, but he had Marsden beaten all ends up. So close to a second of the afternoon. Yeah,
I'm assuming Marsden must have got a touch on that, because that's gone for another City corner. Fourth of the afternoon so far, and Cook just lurking on the edge of that 18-yard box, a position he likes so much.
Almost everyone inside that 6-yard box again, whipped in towards the near post, but headed away by Barbrook. He's been at the centre of everything so far. And it's Thomas. It's another lovely turn to get away from Watts. He wants to get the ball onto his left foot and whips it towards the near post. Marsden had spotted that's what he was going to try and do, and got down to make the save. But here's Fawn, tries to deliver the ball into the middle. That's onto the edge of the penalty area. Here's Hayfield, looks to shoot, and it's just got away. Chelmsford can scramble it clear. Russ plays out towards that from that far side. Francis galloping forwards, those long, rangy legs, trying to get away from Batten. He's driving now towards the penalty area on the right-hand side, trying to get in. It's a good ball across, but it's deflected off Batten and into the hands of Will Buse.
Yeah, easy for Buse to collect there, but that was a spell of real City pressure there. You feel the Chelmsford defence was rocking. They'll be very keen to get a second goal.
Francis, this time trying to get away from Greenslade as his quick feet. He's got Bon and Bob steaming round the outside. He tries to use him. We'll just about keep it in towards click the ball towards the back post, but no one wearing a claret shirt was there. Castiglione will recycle it. Brooks tries to deliver again towards the far post, but it's got away from Francis, who'd made his way around the back, but Bath City can deal with that one as it's hooked up the line, and I think taking a deflection before going out of play.
A rather late tackle on Greenslade as well. Greenslade appealing to the referee there.
Watts is also drifting around on the edge of the box as it's delivered in towards that 6-yard box again, and yet again Cody Cook is there on the near post. Watts with a lovely touch with his head, hits it right-footed, but it's well over the bar from Watts, and it's Chelmsford City shot off target. Header backwards from Parcells going to cause problems for City here, as Ruff has it and plays it out left to Castiglione in the final third for Chelmsford again here. Castiglione onto his right foot, delivers towards the back post. It's Francis who's able to get a touch on it. An overhead kick about 7 yards out, goes over the top of the bar from Ruff. But again, Chelmsford able to get into the City box and create a chance there.
And a really nice move. I mean, Francis on that far post had kind of plenty of time to head that ball back across.
Welling, of course, beat the league leaders Yeovil last weekend, 4-1. Big surprise result for them. But that's a long ball forward by Buse, and that's misread by the defence. It's somehow hit. Cook come to Wilson, and then deflected off the edge of the box, and that was a real stinger. And it's Barbrook who's now limping as a result. In this cold weather, I can't imagine that felt great. Dyer on the halfway line. Dyer angles one forward towards Cody Cook. It's an inaccurate pass, and Jerry Gill not very happy with that decision from Jordan Dyer. But City have it back now. Greenslade received it from Russ on his left foot. Into the box comes Cody Cook, left-footed across the box, and it's gone underneath the legs of Scott Wilson via the defender. Now Thorne comes onto it right-footed. It's a poor delivery and cleared away by Watts. Yeah, I don't think that he was anticipating the defender getting a slight touch on it, which sent it underneath him. But yeah, he did leave the floor, and in doing so, neither foot was able to make contact with the ball. And that's Barbrook who's taken a touch on his shoulder to try and intercept that. Jordan Thomas, left-footed, about 20 yards from goal. Could have passed it, didn't. Now has a strike, and it's gone just over the bar from Jordan Thomas, but it's a poor decision from Thomas. I've got to say, he had 3 runners in front of him when he got it left-footed, and he didn't play any of them in. Yeah, well, City were 4 on 3 there, so they had the extra man. All the way into Russ, who's covering Parcell in the defence at the moment. Now Batten coming onto the right-hand side of the pitch. Clears it across left-footed. It's a fantastic diagonal to Cody Cook. Great first touch. A push in the back and a second penalty for City. It was Barn and Bob who was trailing in behind, and he's been sent off as well. It's a red card for the Chelmsford captain, off in the 39th minute. Well, that's made today extremely difficult now for Chelmsford. It was a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and Jazzy Barn and Bob has seen red, Andrew. Yeah, I think that's a little harsh. Yeah, there was a shove there, but, you know, you see shoves in the penalty area all the time. To get a red card for that feels to me excessive.
Cook, to be fair, I mean, he was pushed, but he did tumble over. He did make it look pretty good afterwards. And, well, the end result is Chelmsford are going to have to play the remainder of this half, 6 minutes, and another 45 down without their captain.
Always difficult for the player who's already taken one penalty. Because now, does he go the same way? Does he go a different way? Well, he's spotted the ball, he's stepped back, the referee is making sure everyone else is outside the box, and Cody Cook takes a deep breath as the ground goes quiet. Cody Cook takes his usual pause, going to start his run up now, and he's slots it right-footed. It's saved by the keeper into his own net. He's got two hands on it, but it's somehow spanned behind him, and it's gone in regardless. City lead 2-0, 42 minutes on the clock. Cody Cook for the second time today. Yeah,
I think fair to say Cody Cook was fortunate there. He was fortunate with the first penalty because the keeper went the right way but didn't keep it out. This time he went much more down the middle and the ball squirmed under the keeper's hands and into the back of the net. And, well, the Chelmsford keeper does not look a very happy boy.
Batten heads away a long ball forward from Barbrook, and now Castiglione on the left-hand side, away from Thorne. Running at Dyer, Castiglione into the box, beats Dyer, left-footed across the box and in! It's an own goal off of Dan Greenslade's head, so Chelmsford down to 10 men, and within 2 minutes I've brought it back to 2-1. It's got to be said, an excellent run down the left-hand side from Castiglione. He drilled it across the penalty area, and from about 6 yards out, Greenslade's put his head on it, and it's gone into the back of the City net.
Yeah, well, City there, just what they didn't want to happen just before half-time. Conceding that goal. In fact, the board's just gone up for 3 minutes of time added on. Jerry Gill doesn't look a happy man down there. He was shouting at the defence earlier on. I think he's felt they haven't been tight enough this afternoon, and that goal conceded is ample evidence of that.
City fans trying to encourage their team, but they're leading 2-1 as the referee blows the half-time whistle. 2 goals from Cody Cook, both from the penalty spot for Bath City, but a Chelmsford goal through the head of Dan Greenslade into his own net makes it interesting going into the second half.
Makeshift back three at the moment. Parcell punches the ball into midfield. Greenslade can turn. He's taken up space nicely. Switched out to Hayford, who's also in a good position. That sort of half space on the right-hand side. Drops it out here. Oscar Thorne on the right touchline, driving towards the edge of the penalty area. Sort of run into Brook, but can still go beyond him. Thorne gets it across, but in towards Watts, who was kind of the only shirt in the area where that ball came into. And he can try and drive forwards here, Callum Watts.
And City now preparing that substitution. I'm just trying to see who it is who's going to be coming off.
16,
I assume it's Oscar Thorne
will be coming off for Ewan Clark. 57 minutes on the clock. It's Castiglione in towards the near post, and that's a really poor one. Cody Cook easily able to hook it away at that near post. But here's Callum Watts trying to looks to shoot Callum Watts, and it's not a bad strike at all. And I think Will Buse had to get a touch to push it over because it was just dipping at the right moment there. A great strike from the number 23. Chelmsford in this half, trying to deliver that ball into the near post. It goes over. Cook this time, flicked over away at the near post, and it's gone down. It's a penalty kick to Chelmsford. There's something going on at that end of the field. Charlie Ruff brought down by Jordan Thomas, and it could be Chelmsford with a huge opportunity to get level.
I think the one thing about all these penalties is there isn't much doubt about them. None of the City players protesting there. Fairly clearly, Thomas put a leg out, and the player went over it. And, well, Chelmsford with the opportunity to pull this game back to 2-2.
Whistle blows. Freddie Hockey versus Will Buse from 12 yards. He sticks up, and it's a brilliant penalty into the top corner, and from absolutely nowhere, Chelmsford down to 10 men, 2 goals behind, are level. 15 minutes into the second half. Can you believe what you're seeing, Andrew Kerslake?
Well, there was very little opportunity there for Buse. It was a really well-taken penalty, real power, high into the net. And if you recall, we played that 3-2 match at half-time, 2-2 here. That could well be a repeat of that 2020 FA Trophy scoreline.
Get away from number 16, Ruff, and the ball's sort of hooked down the middle, but there's Barbrook. He can play forwards. There is Ruff. He's got Hockey outside him. It's a football. Freddie Hockey's through, and Freddie Hockey will score! It's 3-2 to Chelmsford. It is unbelievable scenes here. The Clarets with 10 men, and all of a sudden Freddie Hockey was left with oceans of space, and he tucks it underneath Will Buse, and they have come all the way back. La remontada at Twerton Park.
And all of that came from a very poor clearance from Will Buse. He pushed the ball just straight down the middle of the park. Chelmsford pounced on it, put it forward in one pass to Hockey. Hockey unmarked, racing through, and well, brought Chelmsford well back into this match with a 3-2 scoreline. It's not often that you see 10 men get 3 goals.
And once again, it's switched across because, you know, with the one thing you do know is Chelmsford, that defensive unit is pretty organised so far. As the ball comes in, Scott Wilson, and he's just had a snapshot. It's well saved by Jacob Marston. He was a long way out of his goal, but got down quick enough to make the save.
Yeah, the ball just flicked forward, and Wilson, almost without thinking, just shot towards the left of Marston's goal.
Here's Watts, and there's Jermaine Francis trying to get away. Here's Ben Brooks now coming in. Rough once again in loads of space. He can try and slip Freddie Hockey through again. And he does slip Freddie Hockey through again. And it's the outset arm of Will Buse that makes the save. He's won a free kick anyway, and it will be Ben Brooks who will take it. Tries to play it towards the far post. It's a great ball into the middle, and they get there. Jenkins has just flicked over his head there. Will Buse somehow able to deny Luke Jenkins. It looked like a certain goal.
Absolutely right. I mean, Buse grabbed it at the second attempt, but gosh, Chelmsford were all over the City defence with that free kick.
It's the number 5, Jack Batten, who will be replaced by Joe Rains, and that gives us a bit of a gap to switch commentators for the rest of this game.
Parcell coming across to the left-hand side. Ewan Clark getting that touch that you mentioned he hadn't quite had yet. Andrew tries to clip one in towards Wilson, but Jenkins will head it away. Greenslade across, and now it's come to Hayfield. Hayfield, 30 yards from goal, has a shot, right-footed. It's a bit of a daisy cutter, and it's gone a couple of yards wide.
Yeah, was never on target there, but probably worth the attempt.
They're not creating with great football, Chelmsford, necessarily. They're turning the possession they are getting into chances because City aren't defending very well. As I say that, Joe Rains wins the ball. Now City have a break on down the right-hand side with Jordan Thomas. He's being chased by Oshieng, who he's away from, into the box, right-footed back towards Hayfield. Cook takes it, Cook hits it right-footed, and it's a couple of yards over the bar. And Hayfield, who was running in onto it, just behind him, is furious with Cody Cook. Yeah,
Cook limped back a little bit there as he took that shot, and it was going over the bar, rising as it went past. And
he's got Russ for company, and Russ will deliver it right-footed. This time it's in towards Rains, wins the flick on Oshieng away. Here's Ewan Clark, hits it left-footed. It's come to Cook, who's about 8 yards out from goal. Wilson has a shot, and it's straight at the keeper. Marsden gets 2 hands on it.
Yeah, City about to make that third and final substitution down there. And it's going to be Luke Russ coming off and Tom Smith coming on.
As you said, and as we've said a few times, still plenty of time to get something from this game. We've got 10 minutes left. 1 goal behind, 2 goals from Cody Cook from the penalty spot. Put City 2-0 up. Hayfield now starts to drive into some space. Thomas on the right, into Smith. He's gone out onto the right as well. He's got Rains with him, who he plays into. Now Rains, he's lost it, but recovered well. As Dyer has it, comes into the centre circle with Parcell. Parcell's got Clark on the left. He's received it on the back foot, and really well pressed by Francis, who's continuing to fly around on this right-hand side for Chelmsford. Smith with a nice floated ball out to Thomas on his right foot at the moment. Drives towards the byline. Thomas, right-footed, tries to clip one in. It's chested away by the defender Wordsworth, and it's gone out for a corner.
Yep, Thomas for the first time for some while getting around the back of the defence there, putting on the afterburners.
It's played forward by Dyer, but this is what they don't want to do, City, is force it as Cody Cook gets on the far side. Cook plays it in across the 6-yard box. It's spilled by the keeper, and it's gone for a corner. Don't know what happened there. Keeper seemed to have it in his hands. It's going to be a corner from Jordan Dyer again. Right arm, Jordan Thomas. Thomas, left-footed. It's almost under the bar. I think Marsden had to tip that over the bar there. 2 hands raised. Clark delivers. It's an excellent ball towards the back post. It's well defended by Chelmsford. Thrown into Rains, just inside his own half. Rains has got 2 men out on the right-hand side with a bit of space. He drives past his man. He comes forward and plays it out now to Thomas. Thomas, he's got Smith on the right-hand side outside him. He cuts in on his left foot, and it's an awful delivery slash finish from Jordan Thomas. It goes about 13, 14 yards over the bar wide, and nowhere near anything that City wanted as we approach the 4th minute of added time. Into Smith in the centre circle. It's not what City need to be doing right now, but Smith's going to drive forward if he can. Goes past his man. Rains tries to find a ball forward. It finds its way, fortunately, to Hayfield on the edge of the box. Left-footed strike. It comes to Smith, who's offside. And the ball is denied by the goalkeeper, but it's an offside flag anyway. And City, in the first real time that they've got forward with great purpose, have been caught offside. And Chelmsford have a player down inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah, it's a good move by Tom Smith. He picked up the ball just inside the Chelmsford half, ran forward down the right-hand side before releasing the pass, and you get the feeling it's those runs that make this decisive, but only a minute left for City, and you feel that's probably just too little too late.
I would like to see Danny Greenslade going in for this as well, but Buce hooks it forward. Parcells attacked it, an excellent header away by Jenkins. Rains hooks it over his head back into the box. It's come down towards Cook, I think, on the edge. Rains hits one, deflected. Rains heads it down. Cook now on the edge of the box, fouled about 2 yards outside the penalty area. City, and this is the Chelmsford bench's fault, City are getting a bit of extra time, and they've got one last chance to fire on goal. And you've got the likes of Thomas, Hayfield and Smith, who are all adept from a dead ball. And knowing all three of them, if I could have my pick, I would go for Tom Smith to hit this. Oh, it's an interesting decision to do a couple of sets. That was a very, very wasted opportunity. And City have lost at home to Chelmsford. It was just to talk you through that free kick. It was set by Hayfield to Thomas, who set it back to Hayfield, and as he hit it, it was blocked by someone who charged from the wall. It span away, and the final whistle went. It's a hugely wasted opportunity by City right at the end, and it's finished here City 2, Chelmsford City 3, Andrew.
Yeah, you just feel something of an anticlimax there in what's really been an anticlimactic performance over the 90 minutes. City, as we said earlier on, 2-0 up, 2 penalties to Cody Cook, looked to be coasting. One came back just before half-time. In the second half, we were debating whether City would press forward down the slope, looking to add to their total. How would the Chelmsford defence cope? Well, the answer was Chelmsford didn't defend. They attacked, and consequently you've ended up with a scoreline of 3-2, with those 3 goals all coming from 10 men. Well, thank you very much for being with us this afternoon from a frosty Twerton Park. That's goodbye from us, as City have felt the chill of winter, losing to Chelmsford 3-2.